My name is Courteney Cox.
My name is Neve Campbell, and I play Sidney Prescott.
And I play Gale Weathers in this new version of Scream. When Scream came out, it was just such a unique film. The horror genre had it felt like it had been played out a little bit. And all of a sudden, Kevin Williamson writes this script where he, poked fun at other horror films, and there was a lot of humor in it, and it was so scary. And I just think it was a big part of pop culture. So I think that first Scream will, I think, be around forever and ever and ever, and be always looked up to and looked back at as one of the great ones.
The first film for us was like going to summer camp. It was just a lot of fun. We knew we were a part of something that felt like it was on fire. There was something special about it, but you still never know. We had no clue, really, of the success that this movie would have. And honestly, every time we do another one of these, it's like going back to summer camp. It's revisiting these characters, revisiting each other, lots of memories and a lot of fun. We all get along really well. So certainly on this one, to be with David and Courtney again was fantastic. I love them. We have so much history together. It's been beautiful.
I've done 4 Screams with Wes Craven, who's this incredible man. And after seeing Matt and Tyler's work and hearing great things about them, I was like, oh, wow, what a perfect way to reinvent this movie. And when I read it, it was so much in the vein of the first Scream. Knowing that Matt and Tyler were directing this, and after seeing their film, they're just incredible. And they really know how to balance humor and horror. And reading the script, it was so similar in tone to the first one. I got really excited. It's really scary. And it's funny, and it's unique.
I read the script, and I thought they did a great job. I had been apprehensive about doing another one without Wes, but Matt and Tyler sent me a really beautiful letter expressing how they became directors and were making this movie because of these films, and that they were huge fans of Wes, and that they really wanted to honor him and honor his voice. And that meant the world to me to read that letter. So that was definitely a big selling point for me. And then the fans, I just know that there's a real draw. The fans love these films, and people always ask me, fans on the street will always ask me, are you gonna make another one? So it's fun to get into it again and give that, Wes knew how to tell a story, which is the most important thing when you're making a film. And I think some horror directors just get involved in the gore or just the scare, and you don't really feel engaged with the characters. But Wes managed to do both, and with a lot of suspense and a lot of thrills. He knew how to time things in such a way that really got you going. Yeah, I think that's what made him special. He had a twisted sense of humor, and he had a sweet, sweet soul. He really did. He was respectful, loving, like a father in a lot of ways to all of us, and mischievous, and so talented, and gave me my first lead in a film, which I'm so grateful for, because these movies have done great things for all of us, Yeah, he was magic. He really was.
Wes is such an incredible man, and it's like, I don't know, for some reason it always makes me emotional because he's so sweet. Anyway, he is an incredible director, but he's also an incredible human, and he is, it was literally life-changing for me in so many ways. But like silly memories that I have, I remember the first time that I had to really scream. I don't know if I had been stabbed or a gun, been shot. I don't remember, but I just remember saying, well, Wes, what happens? Like, you've directed so many horror films. What happens? Like, how do you do that? What does it feel like when he's like, Courtney, I don't know. It's never happened to me. I was like, all right, thanks. That was it. Like, he had such a great sense of humor. And the last Scream, I remember we got really like slap happy on the set. Something made him laugh. And I have this video of him. I was filming him. He got the giggles. And to see Wes Craven, you always think of him as like the king of horror. He is so silly. He couldn't stop laughing, couldn't stop. And you'd see him just kind of try to not break, and be like, and he wouldn't stop. And he's just so cute. He's just the sweetest man. He was silly, he was serious, he was loving, he was caring. He was almost like a father figure in so many ways. he would sit and just like share his wisdom, but he'd also love to go out and have a glass of wine and be silly. He was just an incredible person and director.
The production designer's done such an amazing job of building the house to a T in a sound stage. It felt like walking back into the house. And certainly, you know, there's an ode to Wesson on the set. And so I got a little teary, to be honest, when I went on set. But it felt good. This film feels like coming back to the first energy, which is really nice.
I want them to see this incredible cast.
This young cast, they're just, first of all, they're uber fans, which was so sweet. They're just so excited to be a part of the franchise, a part of these films, and so excited to meet David and Courtney and myself. And they're just, I don't know, something about this generation. They're just really special. You know, they've got it together. They're disciplined. They're committed. They have a love for the art. They have a love for these movies. And they're really just a sweet gang. So it's been a real pleasure.
I want them to, to laugh, to have the same kind of interesting callbacks. I want them to, they're going to experience a movie that's very similar to the first one. It's scarier, probably. It's how many, what was 25 years ago? So it's up to date in a different way. Even though Scream will always be classic, this is just like an updated, cool, hip, scary, funny movie.
I'm excited for audiences to see a return to Woodsboro, and also for audiences to see this new young cast.
This movie should be seen with an audience because, when you're afraid of something and, when you're screaming, it's even scarier when you're in a theater with 250 people and everyone's screaming.
These are big theater movies. I know that Scream fans like to go to these movies not once, not twice, but 10, 15, 20 times. They need to be watched with an audience because people get involved. People yell at the screen. People laugh. People scream. So I really hope that we get to see it in that way.
Scream.
I'll be right back.
He's dead.
Only in theater and special previews Thursday at 7 p.m. Get tickets now.